Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It's Thursday, best day of the week, May 2nd, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Protests spread. Interest rates stay the same. It's not an 1864 law. And 9-year-old saves parents' lives. That's all coming up. And Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, at least 400 people have been arrested on college campuses. As schools and cities start to crack down, University of Arizona police used rubber bullets and pepper spray. NYU, the arrests there, more than half of them, so a majority, were not students, faculty, or staff. I still can't get over the Columbia PhD student who, after locking themselves in a building, said that they demand the university bring them humanitarian aid. They meant food, but they called it humanitarian aid. They're all just cosplaying as Palestinian refugees. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, criticized law enforcement for being too slow in their response at UCLA. The Federal Reserve said they are keeping interest rates the same. That's 6 straight meetings where they haven't moved it, and suggested that rates will stay this high for a while. Inflation is around 2.7%, above the Fed's 2% inflation goal. You're going to hear a lot of headlines today. Arizona Senate passes repeal of 1864 abortion ban. It's not an 1864 abortion ban. That was the initial law. But there was a recodification of that law, just same thing with updated language, in 1977. And it was passed in an Arizona State House and Senate that was majority Democrat, signed by a Democrat governor, that 1977 ban on abortion. One of those then House members is now 81 and in the Arizona Senate. Republicans control the Arizona House and Senate, but 3 Republicans in the House join the Democrats and 2 Republicans in the Senate. This issue will be on the ballot in November. A husband and wife in Oklahoma are in the ICU right now with broken backs and necks, but they have their 9-year-old son to thank for their lives. They were driving down a highway in Oklahoma when a tornado picked up their truck and slammed it into a tree. Mom and dad were wrecked, but their 9-year-old got out of the truck, ran over a mile in the dark, through downed power lines and debris to get help. He made it to someone's house, who then were able to call for help. The only way he made it back in the dark was the lightning strikes lighting his way. The last thing he told his parents before running off for help: "Mom, Dad, please don't die. I'll be back." Bill O'Reilly with your message of the day. Next.
Your safety is important, and I am happy to introduce you to Byrna, a self-defense solution that will help keep you and your family safe. Byrna offers a powerful non-lethal pistol with tear gas, pepper, irritants, and kinetic projectiles that disable attackers for 30 to 40 minutes. It's all legal in every state, and no background checks are required. And they ship directly to your door, very private. They are American-made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and are trusted by U.S. government agencies and hundreds of police departments. If you are a gun owner, you need options. Avoid the complexities that come with taking a life and having to defend your freedom in court. And if you're adverse to firearms, Byrna is a good alternative solution. So please visit Byrna.com/Bill to receive a 10% discount. That's BYRNA.com/Bill. Stay safe with Byrna. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Thursday, the Joe and Kamala softball tour continues, with the vice president appearing on Drew Barrymore's morning television show. I don't know Miss Barrymore, but she looks like a nice person. However, political chats might not be her forte. From the jump, the Drew-Kamala interview was, well, a box of chocolates, to quote Forrest Gump. Drew saying, quote, "We all need a mom. I've been thinking that we all need a tremendous hug. But in our country, we need you to be Mamala of the country." To which the vice president replied, "Yeah." Now, that exchange wasn't at the level of the Joe Biden-Howard Stern smoocherama, but it was close. Mamala and Drew bonded just as Joe and Howie did. Hugs all around. Yes, it is an election year, and the Democrats know they have a vast, safe space with the American media. At this point, the Biden campaign understands it can avoid all tough questioning, kind of like what Putin does. Will this hugs strategy work? I don't think so. Joe and Kamala look weak participating in the media nonsense. And besides, shouldn't Trump be getting a few hugs? Let's call it Trumala or something. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. All right, let's get to the mail. We got Lisa Wood in Lee's Summit, Missouri. Mr. O, I've heard you say many times that President Biden is the second worst behind James Buchanan. I'm paying an extreme amount for groceries, can't afford to eat out. I'm afraid my daughter's safety when she goes out with friends at night, and I'm worried about the future of the country as we may have 10 million unknown immigrants in here. Yet the stock market continues to set records. Can you explain? Yeah, I can explain. The stock market is not tied in to social maladies. It's tied into economics as far as who's making money. So big corporations around the world are making money. Consumers continue to spend, even in America, even when you don't have any money, you're spending it yourself into debt, but you're spending. And that keeps the stock market up and the country out of recession. So as long as consumers continue to spend money in America, the stock market will be steady. Once they cut back, whoop. David Hogzema, Glenwood, Maryland. Bill, your viewers would love to hear your current perspective on a Trump VP pick. Is there a candidate that could tip the scales? Look, I've said it 10 times. I know you guys can't watch every show. I know that. But Governor Sanders, Huckabee Sanders in Arkansas would be my pick. Most upside. And now that Kristi Noem is out of it because she executed her dog, I shouldn't laugh, but boy, we went over it yesterday. But anyway, but will Trump pay? Trump is so unpredictable, nobody could bet. In a moment, something you might not know. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 488 years ago today, the Queen of England was arrested and taken to the horrible Tower of London. The detention was ordered by her husband, the diabolical King Henry VIII. Here is the story of Anne Boleyn. In 1522, Henry became obsessed with young Anne after meeting her at a royal party. The smitten king initiated secret proceedings to obtain an annulment from his first wife, Catherine. The Pope refused that request. In 1533, the Archbishop of Canterbury, a coward, ignored the Vatican, granting Henry his annulment and performing marriage rites between the king and Miss Boleyn. 10 months later, Henry VIII broke with the Catholic Church, appointing himself as the supreme head of what would become the Church of England, Anglican, here in the United States. The schism caused religious chaos for the next 2 centuries in Europe. Once married, Henry quickly lost interest in his new bride and began liaisons with other women. On May 2nd, 1536, the king had Anne committed to the Tower. She was charged with adultery and incest for allegedly having an affair with her own brother. Both allegations were false. But a sham trial found her guilty. The execution of a queen for treason was unprecedented in British history. Henry VIII ordered the deed to take place within the confines of the prison rather than in public view. On the 19th of May, 1536, Anne Boleyn was beheaded. And here's something else you might not know. Anne was loyal to her husband until the end. Her final words, quote, "I pray God save the king, for a gentler nor a more merciful prince there never was." Crazy? You bet. Henry VIII was far from loyal. He married his next wife, Jane Seymour, 11 days after Anne Boleyn's execution. The honeymoon must have been a blast. Back after this. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall, but there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.